Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day. Has had a good day so far. First of all, before I get into the video and get into the picks, I just really want to thank everybody in general for all the support you guys showed me in the last video. Pretty much giving me words of encouragement, encouraging me to keep going, just thanking me and telling me to not worry about it. Just in general, just a lot of encouragement and a lot of support. And trust me, it really does help a lot more than you know. It gives me more motivation and more reason to make these videos. I love making these videos because I love helping other people make money, and it's just something that I love to do as well on my free time. So I feel like it's a win-win for everybody. But again, I really want to thank anybody and everybody who is showing support, whether it's commenting and supporting like you guys did in the last one, liking the video, just watching. I really do want to thank you guys. I really love this community that I'm building here. Doesn't matter how small it is. Even just now, I believe we're like at 5,500 subscribers, and just thinking about how many people that is, it's just, I honestly had no idea where I was going to be when I first started this, and just growing it and from scratch, and it's just a great feeling, honestly, guys. So thank you to everybody. But also, I know there has been a lot of newer viewers and newer people that have been joining. So again, for those that don't know, I am a soccer guy. I rarely do NBA, but I'm mainly a soccer person. And then the player props that I do are mainly for fantasy apps, aka PrizePicks, Underdog, parlay play, stuff like that. And then the money lines are mainly for those people that use sports books, because a lot of the times the player props that I put are usually, a lot of the times, are heavily juiced, and that's also because they're great value on the fantasy apps and stuff like that. And I know people ask that question a lot, so I just wanted to say that out there as well. But as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment either later tonight or tomorrow before the game start. Sorry about the ramble, but I'll just get straight into the picks. And the first one is Alberto Moleiro to go higher than 1.5 shots playing away from home for Palmas, going up against Mallorca. First of all, he averages 2.58 shots per 90, so over 2.5. We just need him to take 2. And he went over against them in the first game with 2 shots, and he came off the bench. He didn't even start. He only played 29 minutes and went over this mark. So just from that standpoint, head-to-head, great this season. And matchup-wise, Mallorca on average allowed the 5th most shots to opponent, so a good matchup there as well. And he's a long shot taker. He's taken 27 from inside the box and 22 from outside the box, so great for us because, first of all, not only is he willing to take the shots from inside and outside the box, 2, Mallorca allowed the 5th most shots to opponents, and 3, Mallorca are weak at defending those long shots. So it's just a great matchup in general for him. And another main reason why I like this play as well is because Sandro Ramirez is out, Fabio Silva is out, and Rodriguez is out, who's an attacking midfielder. So that just means more opportunities, more attacking responsibility for him because those players are out, and Palmas are just thin in the attack, so they need to find attacking output where they can. And Moleiro, a player here that will take those shots, and already a good matchup. Now with his teammates out, just means more favorable opportunities and chances for him. And even just looking out, he's the type of player that either gets 1 shot or like 3 to 5 shots. And just the last 2 games, he's had 4 and 5 shots he's been shooting, so we might as well take it here in a good matchup. It's a good line. So like Alberto Moleiro to go higher than 1.5 shots. The second prop that I found that I like is Hugo Ekitike to go higher than 1.5 shots playing at home for Frankfurt, going up against Kale. I've been taking him a lot recently, and it's for a reason. He's a shooter, and obviously Marmoush is out or gone, so I will explain that here in a bit. But he's averaged 1.72 shots per 90, so he averaged over 1.5. It's just whether he gets that second one. I think he will, because just from a matchup standpoint, Kiel allowed the most shots and shots on targets to opponents at 6.1, and obviously they allow more whenever they play away from home. So it's already a great matchup, and like I mentioned, Marmoush has gone to Man City, which just means more volume and opportunities for him. He's played 4 league games without Marmoush, and he's gone over in 3 out of 4 games with 3, 6, and 2 in the ones he did go over. And the one he didn't go over, he had one against Wolfsburg, who allowed the 10th least shots on targets to opponents. But again, first of all, he already had one in that game, so whether he gets that second, I think he will, because again, Marmoush is gone, so more volume for him. And 2, this is the best possible matchup against Kiel, who allowed the most shots on target to opponents. And then Michy Batshuayi did join. He played in the last game and started, but first of all, he went over with him anyways, and 2, he had a bad first game, so I do not see him starting here. Most sources have him not starting, which is obviously great for us. With him or with him not there, I still think he goes over, but obviously with him being the lone striker, it's just even better for us. And then the other striker that Frankfurt use and rotate in and out of the squad is Matanovic, who is also injured. So just he should be the lone striker, which means more volume for him. And Frankfurt are winless in their last 4, so they need to go out there and put a good performance. And this is the perfect opportunity to do so for Frankfurt and for Ekitike to take advantage of this matchup. Kiel don't play possession. I see him getting a lot of opportunities. Whether he puts him on target, and I believe he will. So like Hugo Ekitike to go higher than 1.5 shots on target. The last player prop that I found that I like is Omar El Hilali to go higher than 3 tackles playing at home for Espanyol, going up against Bilbao. He averages 3.5 tackles, so that's already good. Even he's gonna get at least 3, and he plays right back for Espanyol. And the reason why I mentioned that is because he's gonna have to guard the left side of Bilbao, and the person that plays there is Nico Williams, and he's a player that dribbles the ball a lot, which obviously means more opportunities for him to get those tackles. And not only that, Bilbao as a team allow the most tackles in the league to opponents. They are ranked 20th. They are ranked the bottom. They allow the most tackles to opponents. So just it's already a great matchup just from a team standpoint and from individual standpoint on who he's going to have to guard. He had 3 in the first game away from home, and now he's playing at home, and I think that's a good line. And the Espanyol play much better than they do at home. And Bilbao took the early lead in the first game. So the reason why I mention that is because, again, because Espanyol played better at home and Bilbao took the lead early in the first game, it's going to be harder for Bilbao to win and take the lead here, which means Bilbao is going to have to attack more, which obviously means more opportunities for El Hilali to get those tackles, which might sound a little complicated, but at least in my head, it totally makes sense. If he was able to get 3 in the first game with Bilbao taking the early lead, if Bilbao struggled to score, which I do see them happening here, because Espanyol play much better at home, just means more opportunities for him to get those tackles. And he's had 3+ in 7 out of 11 games that he's played in the league at home. And the games he didn't go at least have 3 was against Sociedad, who allowed the 10th least, Vallecano, who allowed the 9th least, Villarreal, who allowed the 5th least, and Villarreal, who allowed the 13th least /7 most. But even in that game, he had a yellow card pretty early on in the second half, so he wasn't able to be as aggressive as he wanted to be. Besides, Valencia are not a team that play aggressively, but Bilbao do. Bilbao is a team that when they have the ball, they try to play in the opposition half, hence why they allow a lot of tackles to opponents, and they have those dribblers like Iñaki and Nico Williams. So they don't play slow, which obviously means, again, more opportunities for El Hilali. I'm mentioning this because he will get those opportunities. It's just whether he gets the tackles or not. He's an aggressive player. It's a good line and a good matchup. So I like this. I like Omar El Hilali to go higher than 3 tackles. Before I get into the money lines, as always, if you guys please could like the video, comment as well. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be anything. It could just be gibberish. It could be supporting the channel. It could be just asking a question. It could be anything. Anything you guys do to support the channel really helps, as well as subscribing, turning on notifications so you're notified when these videos are out, because some of these plays, excuse me, do tend to get taken away and bumped sometimes when I make these videos. And then if you want to support the channel just a little more, I do have the membership linked in the description for those that, again, want to support the channel and get the videos out even earlier than you would if you didn't have the membership. So that is available in the description, as well as my data app Outlier that I'm sponsored by. Same with my player prop apps and my moneyline apps, all linked in the description. So I want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. My first moneyline slip you can get for -131, and the first place under 1.5 Como goals playing away from home, going up against Fiorentina. First of all, Como as a team have the worst away defense, or are tied for the worst, with only 9 goals in 12 games. So there's a good chance they might not even score 1, let alone 2. They've gone under this mark in the last 4 out of 5 games and 10 out of 12 away in general. And they struggle playing away. They're not a clinical team. They have only converted 26% of the shots on target that they've taken, which is really low for a team. And Fiorentina has conceded 13 and 12 at home, and have gone under this mark in 8 out of 11 at home in the league. So they average about 1 conceded a game. So maybe, again, Como might not even score, and even then they could score 1, but I do not see him scoring 2. Even in the first game, where Como are better than attack and Fiorentina are worse on defense, they kept a clean sheet in the first game, in which Como should have had better conditions. They couldn't even score 1, so I don't see them scoring 2 in this game away from home. Besides, Como is in bad form, losing the last 4 out of 5 games. And Como's main attack, their best way of attacking is through set pieces. In the first game, they took 10 shots, with 4 of those coming from set pieces, and they still weren't able to score. So if they struggled then, I see them struggling now. Fiorentina's weaknesses aren't from set pieces, so I can easily see them getting a clean sheet. So I like this play. I like under 1.5 Como goals going up against Fiorentina. And then the second play on this slip is under 2.5 Tottenham goals going up against Manchester United. Just strictly looking at Tottenham, if you look at their injury list, you know how many players are injured, and just look at the attacking injuries that they have. Brennan Johnson's out, James Maddison's likely to be out, Timo Werner, Solanke, Richarlison. They have a big injury crisis, and they've gone under this mark and haven't scored 3+ in the last 3 out of 5. And the games they did score 3+ was against Brentford and Ellsberg, 2 really bad defenses. But now they're playing Man U, who actually play a lot better defensively in the league when they've played away from home compared to home. When they've played away, they actually have the second best away defense. They've conceded 22 goals and 13 at home, all the way down to 12 goals and 11 away. So they average about 1 conceded, let alone 3. And while Tottenham have scored 3 plus goals in both of the games they've played against them this season, in those games they had Solanke, they had Maddison, they had Johnson, but now all 3 of those are missing. I believe in Solanke just on his own had 2 goals, maybe even 3 in those 2 games, and now he's out. And in one of those games, Man U had an early red card too. I believe it was Bruno Fernandes. So while they have had 3+ in both of the games, they're missing a lot of those players that were able to get those goals. I believe Maddison was involved in those. Johnson they were all involved in those goals, and now they're not here. So Tottenham's already thin in the attack, going up against a Man U team who is surprisingly very good defensively when they've played away from home. So, and Man U is actually in good form. They've won the last 4 out of 5 and haven't conceded 3 in their last 5 straight in their last 9 out of 10 games. And with a very good away defense and a very good Tottenham offense, I do not see them scoring 3, let alone maybe not even 1, honestly. So I like this play. I like under 2.5 Tottenham goals going up against Man U. And you can get this slip for -131. My second slip that I found that I like is for -114 in the first place, higher than 0.5. First half goes in the Udinese and Empoli game. The prop is hit a 9 out of 12 at home for Udinese and 11 out of 12 for Empoli. So they both have really good hit rates. And Udinese have scored 7 and conceded 5 in those 12 games. So either team can score, whether it's them or the other team. But I mainly like this due to Empoli playing, especially because they're playing away. They actually are tied with Inter for having the best attack in the first half when they've played away. Like I said, better than Napoli, better than Juventus, better than Fiorentina, better than all those teams. They have scored 13 goals in 12 games in just the first half alone when they've played away from home. And they have also conceded 8. So this is another team, an even better situation where either team can score. This prop hit in the first game when Empoli played at home, with them being the ones that scored. Both teams are leaky on defense. And if you look at, like I said, Empoli, when it comes to their attack, they are possibly more likely to score. But if you look at their defense, they're missing Ebuehi, their right back, Ismaili, their best center back, VT, another center back. They're all out due to injury. So while Udinese does sometimes may be able to struggle scoring at home, with these Empoli defensive injuries, that's an even better opportunity for them to go out there and score. So we just need one of them convert. Doesn't matter where it's Udinese, whether it's Empoli who have the best away attack, whether it's Udinese who can sometimes score and are playing against a weak Empoli defense. One of the teams is going to score. We just need one of them to convert their chances. So like higher than 0.5 first half goals in the Udinese and Empoli game. And then the second play that I have for this slip is higher than 1.5 total goals in the Valladolid and Sevilla game. This prop hit in the first game with 3 goals, with a 2-1 win to Sevilla. This prop has hit in 6 out of 11 games at home for Valladolid. And if you look at the games in which this game didn't have at least 2 goals, which you might think 6 out of 11 is around a 50% hit rate. If you look at the games that this didn't hit, it was against Espanyol, a weak team, Leganes, another weak team, Sociedad, a team who has been really weak away when it comes to scoring and defending. They don't allow a lot of goals and they don't score a lot of goals. And then Valencia, who have been really weak this season. And then they did go under against Betis, which that one was just Betis had a bad game. But all the other games has been just like weak attacking teams. While Sevilla, on the other hand, are a team that can score, but are also very leaky as well. In the games they've played, they have scored 14 and conceded 20 and 11 away. So they average over a goal scored a game, but also average almost 2 goals conceded a game. So we just need 2 goals in general to be scored, and I think it will. Again, it hit in the first game Valladolid have only scored 7 goals and 11 at home, but 1, they're playing Sevilla, who's a very leaky defense, and 2, they scored 1 goal when they played them away, in which they had also scored 7 goals in 11 away games prior to that game, or without counting that game. So Sevilla have also conceded in the last 4 out of 5 games. It's very likely that Sevilla can score 2 on their own, but just in case they score 1, because of the leaky defense and Valladolid's ability to score against them already, there's a good chance that both of them score as well, whether it's Sevilla scoring 2, both teams scoring a goal, or even Valladolid somehow scoring 2. I don't see there not being at least 2 goals in this game. So I like having 1.5 total goals in the Valladolid and Sevilla game. And again, you can get this lift for -114. And with any of my plays, you can mix and match them however you want. Combine yours. It is completely up to you. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. We did have one DMP that was Eze, and then overall I believe it was a 2 and 4 day. It was not a great day. Maybe it was just because my head wasn't all the way there. Maybe the reads weren't there. Maybe they were. It just wasn't a good day. There's not really a reason to make excuses. The ones I did hit, I did have an added play, and that was Napoli and Nottingham Forest to score. That was the money line play. That would hit for us, and then we had Nwaneri for Arsenal to take at least 2 shots. I believe he took 3 shots, so that one hit for us. But Undav ended with 2, got subbed out. Retegi had 1, got subbed out. Watford were able to score, but that Leverkusen and Bayern game ended 0-0, which was unfortunate. And then Milan were able to get the win, but Atletico had an early red card, messed it up. They were able to tie, but if they didn't have that red card, they easily should have won. So it wasn't a great day. No reason to sugarcoat it or anything. It's not like I can say, oh, you know, maybe it was okay. No, it wasn't a great day. But as always, hopefully we can do better. Anytime we have a bad day or 2 bad days or whatever it is, we always bounce back strong. Those that watch the channel know. So it just takes time. We're not going to win every game. We're not going to win every day. And you guys know that. Those that do sports bet know that not every day is a winning day. So hopefully we just got to keep our head strong. I like these plays, and hopefully we can go into tomorrow and have a much better day. And like I mentioned, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment. And I do have my Discord linked in the description. Not a premium, completely free if you want to join. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.